I will also screen share, and is everybody able to see this pretty good? Can I get a thumbs up if you can? And I am going to, just to make it a little easier, I am going to mute mute all, and then I'm going to unmute Sue Myers. Unmute. Okay, and let's go ahead and get started. Sue.
Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back. We're thrilled to see you. So before we jump into call 3, we always want to take a moment and reflect on what we accomplished last week. So let's take a look at this screen, and we would love comments in the chat and also thumbs up. How many of you had a chance to watch Stephanie Richardson's video? The first 15 minutes are great concrete info for making contacts. You already talked a little bit tonight about earning more points in Dash, and that's such a great resource. They spend a lot of time investing time in training, so please take advantage of that. A lot of you are also talking in the chat about you were booking and making a full calendar. We are always talking about, we share the minimum goals. We always want to talk about hitting that bullseye. So the goal is to get 4 to 6 more shows over the next week. And I saw somebody comment that they're already booking into July, which is fabulous. Contacts are key. You want to keep those contacts, those two-way contacts conversations going, because you want to develop that rapport. And then I came in when Shannon was talking about, can she keep people on the call list? Making those contacts and developing those relationships are key. Okay, I just lost the screen. I see beautiful palm trees.
I'm sorry. I'm like...
How did you know that I'm ready for a trip to the beach? How did you know?
I don't know. To my screen. There it is.
All right, perfect. And again, knowing your numbers and sharing with your director, accountability. And I know that Marie put a reminder on our Level Up group page that we talked about having 24 hours left to have that communication with your director. And as far as knowing your numbers on your shows and your orders, and we talked a little bit last week about, if you've got orders coming in at $75 and the guest special is $80, maybe your goal is to make sure everybody hits that guest special. But again, know your numbers, where you start. You got to have your baseline. Where do you start, and look for progress here on out. So take a minute in the chat. What did you work on? And I know Katie had a great post today, like, what did you do with your business today? But what did you work on to level up your business during the last week? And it's some of the comments were just shared. But again, we want to help you celebrate the accomplishments and help discuss something that might have been a slight obstacle. What did you do to level up your business? Anybody else want to share?
Congrats to Damon, who says he is close to getting $188 away from hitting 15,000 in career sales. Congratulations.
Fabulous. What a nice raise. You're giving yourself a raise. Excellent. Anything else, Katie, before we move on?
I see Debbie maxed out on Dash, and she is booked through July, so I love that. That's awesome. So much good news in this. It just it's moving kind of fast, so yeah, lots of good news. Love it.
We love sharing good news. Wonderful.
Was there any, raise your hand if you watch Stephanie Richardson's video, or use that little guy on the bottom of your screen. You can raise your hand that way, or thumbs up that way. Do you see the little emotions?
The
or
reaction.
whatever?
Yeah, the reaction.
I see Kathy Bader did, Teresa did, Vanessa did, Christy did. Patty Moserino said she did. High five for her. Sandra?
No.
Okay, if you haven't, it doesn't disappear.
And I like Melanie's comment that she's watched so many trainings she can't remember all the names. Well, the more you learn, the more you earn. And we have the gift of time. Some of us have the gift of time that we're home. Take advantage of all the resources. So next slide is one of my very, very favorites. And I have shared this many times. If you're not familiar with the bamboo story, take a screenshot. Read it after tonight's training and reflect on what this means. The bamboo, if you're not familiar, the bamboo starts with a tiny seed, and it takes a long, long time for that bamboo plant to grow. So it's watered all the time, it's cared for all the time, and above ground, you don't see the immediate results. Another year will go by, another year, and it's not until year 5 that the bamboo shoots up out of the ground and grows 90 feet in just a few weeks. Now, if you think about this bamboo and compare it to your business, what you do day in and day out, you might not see the benefits right away, but if you work your business every day and you develop these very, very good habits, it's what you do every day that will create that strength of the roots, so to speak. So for example, right now, making your contacts, reaching out to people, having the connections, getting your bookings, that will create the foundation of your business. You might not see it today or tomorrow. It might take a little bit of time, but you've got to go through the actions every day. And I just love this story because you have to work it every single day. So take a screenshot. I love this story because those deep roots are necessary. The bookings are necessary. The communication is necessary. All right, now here we go. Here's all the fun about why you're here with Level Up. You want more from your business. And these are the director benefits. What's in it for all of you when you build and we welcome you into the leadership team. So again, lots of things in this grid. As you take a look, write in the chat, what's 1 or 2 that really call to you? The $10 a month activity fee that we earn for every team member in our personal line who is active, that money adds up. 250 PC dollars when you promote to director. Imagine how nice it would feel to not have to pay for conference registration, not have to pay for any more materials because you've used your PC dollars. Extra incentive travel points. Travel and free trips for me, that's a big incentive. I love people with a business, but we've had an opportunity to see many parts of the world, and Pampered Chef picks up the tab for all of that. And when you achieve directorship and you're paid at title, and actually the points start at team leader. So depending on where you are in your Pampered Chef journey right now with career title, as soon as you achieve team leader and you are paid at title as team leader, you start to earn extra travel points. 3% overrides on your sales and your personal team sales. Corporate will say thank you and they will pay you for doing your training component of running your business. You get a nice sterling and silver Happy Spoon award. I believe it's a beautiful necklace. You are eligible to earn the new season's products twice a year. And someone last night, if you were on the training call, someone said that caught them off guard too. The very first year when I was a director, I had no idea that I would earn double kits or double products. And so that's a wonderful thing because you can use those for incentives to help your team members. You can do whatever you want with that second set. 100 yearly professional development award, because the more we learn, we should always be a lifelong student of Pampered Chef Business. And so I encourage all of you to check out the policy and procedures guide. There's a wonderful write-up about the Professional Development Award. And no, I do not believe you can carry it over. If you don't use it in that calendar year, you've left that on the table, so to speak. But what a great way to strengthen yourself as an individual and as a leader to share your knowledge with your team. Special onstage recognition or virtual recognition, and exclusive leader trainings and seminars. And that's even happening for our conference in a couple of weeks. If you went and checked out all the sessions that are offered, some of them are exclusive only to directors, and it's a wonderful way to learn from your peers. So if anything calls out to you, we'd love to hear it in the chat. We'll go back later.
I do want to bring up, Sue, I saw some comments in the chat about how do you organize and keep 4 to 6 parties going a week. And also, I still struggle to keep up with my 2 parties a week using a scheduler.
Oh, okay. So as far as the person and the general question of 4 to 6 parties a week, first of all, you need to know your calendar and be in control of your calendar. And you have to have the system that works for you. So for example, all of my virtual parties start on Fridays and they close the following Friday. The reason I choose to do that is I want to make sure I help everyone possibly hit a pay period. So you don't know where your guests on those shows are going to be paid. And I just like to hit 2 weekends. So Friday to Friday is how I run those parties. And then you can do block parties if you're familiar with that. And if not, reach up to your upline to talk about block parties, and there's great training on that in STIR. But basically, I personally use Facebook Scheduler. It's a free posting system. And what I have done just to keep, and I've done both. I've done individual parties and I have done block parties. And what made it very, very easy for me is I wrote out my template for my wording on a Word document. And then I have all my pictures categorized in folders. So I'm not spending all day on the computer. I've got my template, I copy and paste. So if I'm doing a block party, I have 3, 4, 5 hosts in my block party. I'm posting one time. And so that saves me a bundle of time. And so as far as the comment about how do you handle and manage the 2 parties, again, if those are 2 individual parties, what I would recommend is you do clusters of posts, perhaps 3 or 4, sorry, I got dogs in the background. I would cluster my posts like 3 or 4, a couple of minutes apart, and then I would do my next show. And so I use Facebook Scheduler. I hope that helps a little bit. Katie, is there anything that you want to add to that? Or are you catching any other comments?
I'm not really, those were the 2 main that I wanted to kind of address before we moved on as far as that goes. I don't use a scheduler, just in case anybody wants to know how you do it without a scheduler. I don't pay for one, I should say. I use Facebook built-in scheduler. I hold my parties in groups, and everything is posted like staggered. So I will do one party and then go and copy paste into my other parties, but all of them are running about 10 to 15 minutes apart so that I can stagger the posts and I'm not posting all at the same time. And then I just use the calendar function in the group to schedule out the posts. So it's about like 5, 10, maybe 20 at the most extra minutes worth of work to run multiple parties at the same time. But when you're using the scheduler and you're just, if you like Sue said, I think it's really important to have all your words in a document of some sort, whatever you find easiest, if it's a Word doc, if it's something on your phone, whatever it is, or if you want to have a secret group just for yourself where you keep all your posts hidden, but just have a place you can go and copy paste your posts into your parties, and it's going to save you a ton of time and you'll be able to manage that.
Now, I will say one thing that I've adjusted that has made all the difference is my engagement posts are Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The host is working on invitations, and my last product posts are wrapping up midday on Thursday. And then I go live and I tell people they have all day Friday and orders are due 9 o'clock Friday night. That gives me all day Friday to do my follow-ups, my full service checkout, any managerial. So that has really lightened the load. So that's just something that's worked for me. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Marie.
All right. Well,
Marie, can you click on the, real quick, can you click on the present button to make it a little bit bigger?
Okay. How's this? Better?
That looks better. I can read it now.
So, people's favorite radio station, WYFM, what's in it for me? So let's talk about what's in it for them. When somebody hosts or joins, we're really talking about joining right now. What's in it for them? What will they do this summer? Will they have fun, make money, change lives? That's straight from Pampered Chef. Obviously, when they join Pampered Chef, they get free products, they can make some money, they can have some personal growth, they have the flexibility to work around their family obligations or other things that are important to them, and they have career options. Can anybody put in the chat if any of those things appealed to you when you joined? Anybody join for products? Anybody join for money? Anybody join to get personal growth? Anybody need the flexibility? Please put it in.
Money and flexibility, products.
Money
Personal
makes
growth. I had no idea about money. That's
money,
just a
money,
great benefit there, right? Okay.
money.
Money, great company. Great company. I love that.
Yeah, that is
To meet
awesome.
people. Good reasons. Excellent reasons, you guys.
You guys are rocking. All right, I love this. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And like we said, you're going to hear this kind of come through a few times today. What you do today, you're going to reap in the future. So it is not about immediate results. It's about creating a future. So it really isn't about you. Probably raise your hand if you've ever said, I don't want to ask somebody because I don't want to be pushy. Let me see you. Raise your hand, and the rest of you are lying. Okay. Or not listening or watching or talking to somebody else. Okay. Because really that is like the #1 reason people don't ask. It is not about you. It's our job to ask every guest and not to prejudge anyone. And you can use that line. It's my job to offer. It takes an average of 8 times for somebody to get to a yes. That one might be worth jotting down. 8 times to get a yes. So it doesn't mean like you ask them 8 times in a row. Would you like to join? Would you like to join? Would you like to join? That's not, but gently, gently. And it's more important to listen. And I know Patty's on here. I'm going to throw her on the bus right now. Ages ago, when she was a brand new consultant, she had put an ad in like a local paper and somebody called and they were interested in Pampered Chef. And Patty was so excited and she was telling them everything about Pampered Chef and all the good things and all the things you could earn and the trips you could take. And at a certain point in the conversation, she's like, hello, hello. At some point, the person hung up on her and she didn't even know. So it's really important to listen to people. So how do we
I have a great question in the chat, Marie.
Okay.
She says, I hate sales and asking people to spend money. I don't have money to buy, so why ask them to do so from me?
Oh my goodness. All right. I don't know who said that, but let's get this off the plate. You're investing in products that are going to save you time and money. If somebody's going to go out for dinner with their family, and I know our options are limited now, so let's say they're going to go and get takeout for their family. Think about how much it costs to feed a family of 4 or 5. When you're going out to dinner and people are getting a drink, a main course, you might be splitting an appetizer or dessert. The average family of 4 or 5 is spending like $70 minimum to go out with their family. Heck, it'll cost you $40 to just go through the drive-through for your family. So for the cost of a couple meals out, you can invest in cookware that's going to last you a lifetime. And we're talking feeding your family, not spending money on non-essentials. You know, if you have the equipment you need to cook, you're going to save time and save money. And I don't feel like it's asking somebody to buy. I feel like it is discovering their needs. What do they need? What kind of help do they need in their kitchen? Do they need some recipes that you can make for less than, you know, $2 a plate? You know, wouldn't it be great to be able to put a meal on the table for just $20? You will pay, you know, how many people have gone to Starbucks and bought a cup of coffee? Well, that $5 cup of coffee, you give it up once a week, you've got that stir fry pan. You've got what you need for your kitchen. So I don't believe that. And I really think everybody needs to cook. So we're going to ask questions. What interests you about Pampered Chef? Like, I love Shannon's follow-up line. What are your thoughts? Be strategic with your posts and follow up. So that means like planting a question, like if you have 4 different kinds of cookware. So you have our cast iron skillets, You have our stainless steel, you have our nonstick, you have our rock crock. If you could choose, which one of these would you want in your kitchen? And somebody makes a comment. Now that's a comment worth private messaging somebody about and saying, do you already own a rock crock? You don't. How would you like to fill your kitchen with some for free or at half price? Or depending on what they say, to ask a question, how would an extra $500 impact your life? Well, you're talking about somebody just doing, 1 or 2 shows a month, or one show a week to get that. So we've said this before, this is your time to work. I'm asking everybody to type an answer in the chat. We asked you to set some goals. Only you could set a goal for what you think leveling up is and where you would like to be July 1st or August 1st. Goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. What is your goal? What is your SMART goal? So that would be, I would like to add 3 people by X amount of date so that I can do this, or I need to have X amount of shows. What are some of the answers?
Melanie says that she'd like to have at least 3 team members by August 1st. Ashley says she'd like to be a team leader by the end of summer. These are great goals. 15,000 in career sales by July 1st and director by my 90-day mark, July 27th. Those are SMART goals. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and they're time bound. And that means that you can track yourself doing them. And when you work on them, they become habits. I add 5 more recruits to my team by August. That's a great SMART goal.
Yeah, you wouldn't get in a car without knowing where you're going. Same thing with your business. Would anybody like to earn the products for free this month? Anybody have that as a goal? Love to see that one. What level do you want to attain? What will you do to make it happen? Okay, I think this is
me.
Yes.
So level up your paycheck when you promote to director. A director is when you have 5 active team members on your team. And to promote to director for the first time, you're going to need 5 active team members. They'll each have $150 in sales. That's what active means. And you will, as a whole team, will have 5,000 in sales, and you as a person will have 750 in sales. Well, when that happens, you're going to get 3% overrides on your personal team sales. So that's an extra padding to your paycheck. You're going to get a $10 activity bonus for every active consultant on your team. So think about that for a second, you guys. Right there, that's $10 times 5 team members when you promote. If you have more than 5 team members, it's going to be more. That's $50 minimum extra on your paycheck. So who here wants an extra $50 on your paycheck? I know nobody's going to tell me no. You can earn incentive trip points faster as a director, and you can earn a selection of the new season's products for free, which we all call director boxes. And those are great for you to use them for yourself. You can use them for incentives for your team or for your booking incentives for your hosts. So that's a really fun perk of the job, is to have a little bit of those extra things to use and to give away and to bless people with. And then you get an awesome sterling silver happy spoon necklace to celebrate your new title. And who doesn't love rewards and recognition? So today, you guys may have noticed that I uploaded into the units in the Level Up group a booking blitz. And this is a series of videos to help you book more parties and get a full calendar. The reason that's so important right now is that what you're doing over the summer is going to set you up for our fall. And if you think that it's been a fantastic May, I can't wait to get to the fall. So watch the 6 videos in the units that we've posted. 80% of your parties are booked with guests who attend your parties. So parties really are the most efficient place to book from. And if you're strategic about it, you're going to walk away from every party with 3 to 4 bookings. In fact, right here it says your goal is 3. I think that you can say 4 because you rebook your host, right? And then you're going to have your host help you get 2 to 3 bookings. So I think you should easily get away from every party with 3 to 4 bookings. But host coaching, that's one of the most successful, important elements of successfully securing bookings at your party. By creating a partnership with your host, you'll find success in sales, bookings, and recruiting. So let's talk about other things you can do to get bookings at your parties. I'm going to close the chat down so you guys keep an eye on the chat for me. So when you're at a virtual party, oops, we went too far. Go back. There we go. So in your virtual parties, you're going to want to make sure that you're using lots of fun elements. People are going to want to book with you if you're fun, right? If you have a good party. A lot of people are worried about selling to their friends, but you know, you're not selling products. You're giving solutions. You're giving a good time and fun and recipes and entertainment. So you want to have those elements in your parties because nobody wants to hop on for a commercial. You want it to be super fun, and people are going to want to have more fun. My favorite quote is from Walt Disney, and he says, "Do what you do so well that they want to come back and see it again and bring a friend." And I love that. So that's what your virtual parties should be like. They should be fun. And you're going to want to encourage your virtual party hosts to be actively involved in their party. So is that something you're already doing? You know, you're working with your host to make sure that they're commenting on the posts and that they're sharing posts and things that they love, why they booked. Have your host share why they booked their own party. So feature a power tool during your show. That's something that a lot of people, you know, if they're going to make a big purchase, they might be hesitant. So make sure you tell them that you can help them get it for free or at a huge discount. That's one of the awesome superpowers we have as consultants, right? You want this cool tool? I'm going to totally help you score that for half price or maybe even free, because this month it's June. So we have our awesome double host rewards right now, right? And there's still like 2 weeks left in June, guys. So there's lots of time on that. Work with your host and have your host personally invite each guest to book a party with you. So this means, you know, let them know beforehand, before the party, hey, I'm going to have you, you know, do you want to help do this, and give them some incentives, like you can use your stranded goods if you have leftover prizes, or like we talked about from director boxes, and say, hey, I'll give you this extra incentive if you can help me get 3 bookings from your party. So let them know beforehand. Start thinking about people who would love to host or would make a great host, and I will hook you up with this awesome, sweet extra incentive, whatever that is. Maybe it's a cookbook on their order, maybe it's free shipping on their host order, whatever little benefit you want to give them. Send a personal message to each guest and invite them to host their own party. I think this is super important. This is something I've actually been trying to work on myself, and I've seen a huge increase in my bookings. And I want to reiterate, because Debbie and I on my team were talking about this, and she just repeated it in chat, is that when people click join on a virtual party, they join because they want to be there. They join because they're interested. So maybe if they didn't buy from you, maybe the time wasn't right, maybe something happened in their life, maybe they just wanted to see what was new, and you know, they got busy and forgot to order. There's all kinds of reasons people do or don't order on a party. So anybody that clicked that join button, you should definitely connect with them, because they clicked the join button, they have interest in being there. So I think that's really important to message every single person in that party that took the time to join. And then offer fun party themes to spark interest. So I want to hear from you guys, because I love hearing what everybody's doing. So what are some super fun party themes we could be offering for people right now? Fajitas and margaritas are some. Backyard fun is a brand new theme that Pampered Chef has over in the virtual party section. Father's Day. Can you guys see the chat? Tell me what, I can't see the
We
chat.
got cooking with kids, summer cooking solutions, summertime with mama, a pool party, Christmas in July.
Oh, those are great. Christmas in July, pool party, yes. That's a fun way to turn the shipping delay around, you guys, too. Think about that with Christmas in July, knowing that there's going to be a little bit of a delay on shipping. They could start doing their shopping early and be way ahead of the game.
A no-bake is a nice theme, so you don't have to heat up the kitchen on a super hot day. So Katie, we do have a question with a couple of comments. How do you handle Facebook messages when you are not friends with that person? They don't always read it, and if they do not place an order, you have no other contact info.
Right. So one of the things that you can do inside your virtual parties is to play games where you get those people to message you first. So offer a few different opportunities during your show for people to message you. Give them an opportunity to message you to get the link to the online catalog so that they could flip through it like the pages of a book. Give them a fun guessing game. So, you know, everybody I think plays the guessing games, how many are in the jar or how many are in whatever container. Have them private message you those answers. Don't have them guess below. And that gives you a chance to start a conversation, and the Facebook overlords, as I call them, will be happy with you because the guests initiated the conversation. So that's how you start building those rapport, that rapport up during the party is play some really fun, and this comes back to making it fun, interactive activities. Every game that you guys play, you know, should have a little bit of a goal to either make somebody contact you, or if you're doing a game to liven up the party. If you're giving away prizes, you want to make sure you're getting bookings from it. So always have some sort of a motivation, but try and get people to connect with you and start building those relationships.
And a quick question before we move on about, do you use your business page to respond in your parties or your personal page?
Yeah, I respond as when I do a party, I'm in there as both myself and my business page. So usually I'm posting as my business page because that's how I want to interact. Again, that's what Facebook wants us to be doing. So, but I'm in there as both. So I respond as whatever I happen to be selected as at the moment, but I do my best to respond as my page. I get messages. People do message me through my page. I love that, but then they also message me privately. So wherever they want to talk.
Perfect, thank you. Alrighty, so the next page or the next slide talks about having an online guest survey, and I will be upfront with all of you. I am technologically challenged, and so I just went on YouTube, found a tutorial how to set up a Google online form, but please reach out. We have so much, and that might be something we can easily upload into our Level Up group, but it's really, really important, and this will address the question that Katie was just answering, because you might have somebody fill out the guest survey so you know how to help them, and maybe they don't order right here and now, but you know how to best service them in the future. Google Forms are so fast. Yes.
I'm just going to interrupt you here right now. On pcteamtraining.com, you know, the password's 2020 Vision. On the front page is Danny. And in her talk about systems to organize her business, she has her Google survey form there, and it is a live Google form. So she changes it week to week, and she was so kind as to share with us. So if you want to go in there and look to see exactly how she's wording her questions, you could plagiarize it. You just can't change hers. And then secondly, in our training site, the virtual PC Team Training, I believe, Patty can correct me, but I believe we have right in there how to do a Google survey form as part of the training units.
I will look, Marie. I'll look.
Thank you.
And I see people asking where again. So just to clarify, the video is over on pcteamtraining.com, and that is password protected. And the password is 2020 Vision with a capital V.
Yes, and I highly recommend the Danny Callentine. It's a wealth of info. And, you know, and so again, this will answer a lot of the questions that have been popping up in the chat, because when you look at Danny's and you see the questions that she's asking people, and it's about interested in having a show, anything about the business, earning free products, what's on your wish list. If somebody mentions a big product, what a great way for you to do customer care follow-up and help them by either having a show or earning it as a consultant. So again, online guest survey. And what a lot of people are doing very successfully is they're entering that guest survey halfway through their virtual show, because it will kind of get a sense of the participation and the interest, and it gives you a few more days to do your one-on-one conversation follow-up. So again, the online guest survey, and then when we get back to face-to-face events, if you're doing any home shows or if you're doing vendor events or farmers markets or whatnot, the paper surveys came in our starter kits, but you could just print something up. But I call it a customer care form, and I ask them to take a minute and fill it out so I can best service them in the future. So receiving emails, she talks about it's really important to get a mailing address and cell number because of texting, which is really nice. You can do your text replacement messages that way, and joining your VIP group. So you want to make sure that you mark on your form that it's required to answer the question, and that will help you best service them. So check out the Danny Callentine. It's well worth your time. All right, so more virtual party booking tips. So there are lots of games. If you have not checked out all the Facebook opportunities, there are Facebook groups for everything and anything. There are one for images, games. So you want to make sure that you have in your Facebook profile that you are a consultant with Pampered Chef, because the administrators of the groups will not let you in unless you identify as being with Pampered Chef. But you want to do lots of booking posts and make it really fun in your games. So the one on the top right is the balloon pop. And so it could be every time an order comes through, you pop a balloon. And when you get through all 20 balloons, there's a special prize for the host. You'll see on the bottom left the trivia. What are the top 5 reasons to book a party? That is a great game to post and ask them to private message you, because that way no one else can steal your answers. And so that will start that communication. And what you're doing is you're dangling that carrot and planting those seeds all through your show. What's your party style? Showing the 4 different ones. If you've got somebody talking about a fundraiser, what a great way to connect to the Feeding America or the Hope Lodge. And so again, just being aware of the interest and the excitement. But you want to, somebody asked one time, how many games in this chat, how many games do you do? How many booking and recruiting? You should be doing a booking and recruiting engagement post at least once a day, sometimes 2. Building relationships, picking a flower, they pick a flower, and then it's up to you as the consultant what kind of prize you want to give. It doesn't have to be monetary. Please check out all the resources, because you could send an e-cookbook. People are just very, very excited to receive and get something from you, but pick a flower, and then that starts that conversation. Issue a host booking challenge. We've addressed this already. Talking with your hosts ahead of time, all part of host coaching. Who would be the 3 people who, you know, might enjoy a party? Who just had backyard landscape done and wants to have a grilling party? Surprise the host booking message. Do a mid-party survey, we've already discussed, but it's really, really important to keep engagement posts throughout the party. And then this one, I just love. This is where I personally believe this is where the magic happens, and it is your full service checkout. Now, for anybody on here who's going to be a cooking consultant back face-to-face when we are able to do that, I always tell people, and I truly believe, if you have to cut anything short in your show, you never ever make it full service checkout. This is where the magic happens, because you are addressing, even in the virtual world, those rock star guests, those red flag questions. If you've got somebody posting all their favorite products and they're passionate about Pampered Chef, you want to engage in conversation. First, you want to thank everybody within 24 hours who placed their order. And it could be something simple as a text, Facebook message. Sometimes I might send a message and I'll tag them when I do their thank you post. Just private messaged you, let me know what you think. And then I want to make sure that I've got the right shipping address, the correct cell number, because if I'm texting and it's a landline, that's not a good combination. So you want to say thank you right away. And then you want to build that relationship. And so I thank them. If somebody orders, say, a large bar pan, I might ask them, is this your first piece of stoneware? Are you familiar with stoneware? Because we want to make sure they know the cleaning process. You know, if they enjoy some seasoning rubs, I might send them some recipes. And so again, it's having that conversation in the virtual component. But also, and you look at the blurb that talks about replacement parts and seasoning reorders. Replacement parts are huge. The garlic press cleaner tends to bond with the garbage disposal, and the little wire frame for the egg slicer plus. And a lot of people will throw out an entire product because they're unaware that we can offer replacement parts. You simply saying, you know, is there anything that you need to kind of refresh from your kitchen? Or if there was any post made throughout the show and you want to go back and address it. I also draw attention to the outlet. If someone's made a comment about the veggie spiralizer and how they love that they have a garden, and if you pay attention to what's on the outlet, and if there's something that's applicable to a comment they made, that tells them that you are really paying attention and they are a person on that party and you're helping them the best way possible. Sharing recipes are great, and we've addressed this tonight too. Always end with a question. How does that sound? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Never try to avoid a yes, no, because you want to be able to keep that conversation going.
Hey, Sue. So
Yes.
we got a great comment in the chat right now. I have direct ship now, and I struggle with being able to do a full service checkout.
And I can address that because I'm on direct ship now. So I still do, if you can go back one screen, please, I still go back through all of those bullets. I'm going to start with my thank you, and nothing really changes. I do make it very clear that their order is processing as soon as they hit submit. And so I guess I need a little more clarification on how my full service checkout changes. I'm doing it as orders come in. I am a paper pencil person. I have a paper, you're not going to be able to see that really well on the camera, but I have a grid. I write down every order that came in. For example, right now, when I had a conversation with somebody and they booked, I've written that and I've highlighted the date it's going to start. I've also written, how do I message that person? Did I send them a text? Did I do a Facebook message? And if I have a question mark next to it, that means that I've sent a question and they have not answered. And so my full service checkout hasn't really changed on the direct ship unless there's a specific concern and I'm not catching that concern. So whoever asked that, can you please either unmute and ask me what I'm missing, or because I don't really change my system. What's really important is to have that immediate conversation with them.
Well, maybe some of it will be answered like as Katie goes through this with the
Okay.
Full service checkout or on Facebook or Messenger.
Okay, Sue,
Okay, so
I'm going to have you
okay.
take over the chat from me because I always have to minimize it. Okay, and so before you guys ask, yes, this is totally getting posted in the group, so you can snag it and share it with your team. But this is such a great document. Full service checkout via text or Facebook Messenger. So if you're not down with getting on the phone, I get it. Hallelujah. Here's an easy decision-making chart you can totally use to help you out and kind of feel around what you should say. And of course, as you do it more, you get more comfortable, you're just gonna know what to say. But I understand that in the beginning, or you know, in certain circumstances, it might be a little, you might be a little unsure of the words to use. So these are absolutely 100% great answers to common questions and how to handle the Facebook full service checkout. So you would say, hi, Susie, thanks so much for attending Jeff's Pampered Chef party. You were such a fun guest. I also want to make sure you were able to get all the items on your wish list and see if you had any questions about the products you ordered. So they're either going to tell you, no, but thanks. Yes, I have a question. Nope, I'm just excited to get my stuff, or they're not going to answer you at all. So here's an answer for any of those situations. So say you send out a message and your worst fear happens, you get crickets, right? So then you send out a message after 2 days and just say, hey, you know, I just wanted to make sure you got my message the other day. Thanks again for attending blank's party. And so you're going to give them a chance to answer. They might answer, they might not. And you can also opt in to send them a customer care message, and maybe they'll get back to you later. Sometimes that's just how it goes. And often, I like to point this out because often this is what you might hear, but then there are the people that are going to respond back to you with, yes, I have a question. So then you can go ahead and take care of whatever their question is. And then you can offer them some host rewards. Like right now, if you're talking to people, you would say, hey, I would love to help you earn just as much free stuff as Sarah's party that you just went to. Wouldn't you like to get some free stuff of your own and take the opportunity to ask them? And they're going to either tell you, sure, sounds like fun. And then you say, awesome, I have the 15th and the 23rd open, or whatever your dates are, and which works better for you. And you're going to go ahead and pencil them in. Or they're going to tell you, no, thank you. And you'll say, okay, no worries. Would it be okay if I check back with you in a few months? And so this is the important thing when you guys get a no or a not right now or no thank you, is just to clarify and just take the time to send that extra message. Okay, hey, thanks so much. I appreciate your response. Is it okay if I check back with you in a few months? We have new products coming out in September. And most people will say yes. And you put them down on your calendar and you write them down or on wherever your follow-ups go, and then you get back in touch with them later. And then of course, give them your info. So I love this chart. We're sharing it with you. You can definitely use that in the future. And feel free to make it your own, of course. Make it sound authentic, like it's from you. So host bookings challenge. So you want to get three bookings from every party. And like I said, the host anniversary party. So you want to renew your past host discount. I'm assuming that your host had a great time with you. So from their party, you should automatically say, hey, this was fun, wasn't it? Let's do this again in a few months. And hopefully they'll say yes. If for any reason you didn't do that, Pampered Chef sends us a lovely email that will let you know when somebody's host discount is expiring. So that is a great time to get on the phone with them and just say, hey, Gina, I saw that your host discount is about to expire and I've got this awesome special happening right now. You ready to get some free products? Let's do a fun online party. So reach out to them when you know the discount's gonna expire. I'm sorry, I'm half blind and my sunlight is streaming in over here. So use your stranded goods as an incentive for hosts, for the host getting free bookings before our party closes. We kind of touched on that earlier. Marie loves to talk about stranded goods, but that's a great way to use up anything that's laying around your house, taking up space, and it's not doing you any good anyway. So use it as a way to secure yourself some future business. I'm also a fan of hosting your own party. Yes, that is something we can totally do in this company, which is amazing. So you just click consultant as host when you're setting up the show. You get the host rewards, you get the commission, and then have an awesome fun party yourself, and your friends and family are going to want to book their own shows, right? Because they came to your own awesome fun party. So that's another way to get bookings if you don't have any on your calendar, is be your own host and then get your own bookings from that party. I love this wording up here in the corner. I just want everybody to see that. So at the end of your show, this is a great little bit of wording, or you could use whatever you feel comfortable with that's similar. Would you like to go ahead and book your next party? You'll earn an additional item or set at half price when the party qualifies with $200 or more in commissionable sales. We have new catalogs and new products every March or September, whichever one is coming up next is the one you probably want to say. So this is a great, easy way to rebook your host from their own party. So I just love that wording. And then also along with booking at your, did we have a question? I'm sorry, I think I saw something pop up in the chat. When is a good time to book mystery host parties? That's good. That's like hosting your own party. You can do that anytime that you feel like you want to. I'm doing a version of that this month myself because it's actually my 4-year Pampered Chef anniversary. So I'm going to have a big old mystery host party and get everyone excited and share host rewards. So that's awesome. If that's what you want to do, have a mystery host party. You could totally do that. You can host your own fundraisers too, guys. That's what I love about Pampered Chef. And don't forget, right now they're donating extra to those 2 charities. So you can help yourself and help others. And some of your friends might not even want the host rewards. They might want to host just to be able to host a fundraiser because there are a lot of helpers out there who love to fundraise. In addition to booking from your virtual parties, you're also going to want to be recruiting from your parties. We talk about this all the time. Every 4, add 1 more. That's our motto, right? So in order to be effective at booking from your recruiting from your virtual parties, Pampered Chef gives us lots of resources over in marketing imagery. All of these images on this page are beautiful images that they gave us. So they want us to succeed, you guys. And these are some great little, we call them recruiting seeds that you can kind of sprinkle in your social media and your parties. During your show, make sure that you're highlighting the products from the new consultant kits. Take the time to kind of show some of those favorites, right? What are some of the great products that everybody loves that we have in our new consultant kits? Shout them out below in the comments, but I'm going to name a couple of my favorites is the Quick Slice and the manual food processor. I love making sure to go live and demo those or show a video of me using those in our parties to get everybody super excited about the products that come in the new consultant kits. And remember to share the value of the new consultant kits during your party because that $249 kit ends up being $10 an item when you compare how many items you get for that $249. So
a quick cooker and garlic press were also mentioned. And
yes, the garlic press. Everybody loves their garlic press.
yeah, and Denise Garza had a good idea that she also does her mystery host party when a new catalog comes out. And then she invites all of her past hosts as guests and guests.
Yes, that's such a great way to reward your past and get past customers and get new customers involved too. In your parties, make sure that you're sharing your Pampered Chef story. And it doesn't matter what your story is. We all have a different story, and they're all so important. My Pampered Chef story used to embarrass me, but I say it in every party now. I can proudly say that I had never and still have never been to a Pampered Chef party except for the ones that I threw. I didn't know anything about Pampered Chef. I just signed up. And so I used to be embarrassed by that, but now I actually think it's kind of funny. And people get intrigued by that because there are other people out there like you with your story. There are people that can identify with you. Some people have never heard of Pampered Chef, but they're intrigued by joining. And if they realize that, oh, that person, I share that in common, that's something that could spark excitement and interest and conversation in your show. So no matter what your story is, share your story and let people get to know why you joined. And maybe why you joined isn't why you stay. So share that too. Because I think that that's really important for people to see that we're all real people with real lives and a lot of different reasons for why we're here doing what we're doing. And people will really identify with you. Watch the Teach Me webinars too, you guys. Who here is watching those when they come out? As soon as I get that email, I'm like, sign me up, because these things have been fabulous. So if you haven't checked out the Teach Me webinars, you can go over to the STIR, and I just put Teach Me in the search bar and they all come up, but they're under the training section there in the STIR. All of the past Teach Me webinars, and they've been
Ashley said she's the same as you. She does the same thing, so good for her.
All right. So, and then the recruiting seed post, we kind of touched on this, but when we say recruiting seeds, it doesn't all have to be like in your face, you know, join today. Here's the kit cost, join. You can say fun things like mention different perks, you know, like my groceries are a tax write-off. I get a discount on my cell phone bill. You can mention those little things in your posts to kind of create interest during the party.
It would be a really good fun way. Like, what's a line you could drop that's a subliminal recruiting? I like that. What did you just say? Tax deductible?
Yeah, I write off my groceries are tax deductible. And especially right now, guys, because we're all working from home.
Oh, come on.
I'm getting paid to make my family dinner. Hello.
I love that. Okay, come on.
Right?
I know there's some really good lines. Lisa Ford, what's one of the lines you drop? She's
Peggy,
like, don't call it me. I
I
posted.
cannot believe you just put me on. I have nothing.
Yeah, like what are some good lines for people to drop?
I don't know.
This came in my kit, or, you know.
Mine is that my husband joined the service to see the world and he's seen more of it for free. Compliments of Pampered Chef, and the accommodations are a whole lot nicer.
There you
I like
go.
There's a great one.
Yes. So you can just, you know, over the course of time, have fun. So other recruiting seeds, I want you to take a look at, this is again, Pampered Chef. They give us a lot of tools to succeed, you guys. I love the video section. I'll just throw up a video in my party. I'll see what is most relevant to the group of people in that party. And this is where it's really important to interact with your guests and engage with your guests, because as you're building up those conversations, you're going to realize, oh, I have a group of military people here, or I have a group of young moms here. And those can be very different groups. And maybe certain videos from marketing imagery would resonate more with one group than with another. So you're able to really tailor your content. And Pampered Chef gives us lots of options to give us these little recruiting seeds and to make tailored posts into the parties that help us with the groups of people that we're talking to. And who has a favorite recruiting game? Share in the chat. Who's playing recruiting games in your parties? Is anybody playing the paycheck game? Is anybody, what other recruiting games are we doing in parties right now? I'm going to pull up the chat right here.
Yeah, Katie Lee said, being in college, I talked to my co-college students about free kitchen products and earning money while at college. That's awesome. So is this one me, Katie?
I believe so.
All right, so I am going to run through these fast, but they're worth jotting down. Identify, if at every party you identify 5 rock star guests. These are the guests that, you know, post on every post. They might share their favorite products, but you want to know who they are and who you're going to target. It's easy to do if your group has more than 50 people, because one of the things with Facebook Insights is that you will be able to see who has the most participation. And besides seeing who posts the most, you could go to a certain post. So like if you were playing a recruiting game, or you were going to strategically ask about a wish list, you can actually also go to that post under Insights to see who commented on that one. It was already mentioned to invite guests to message you and asking open-ended questions. Scavenger hunts, hidden things. We learned how you can edit. If you were in new consultant training, I think Patty or Lisa, one of them showed you how you can edit a picture right on Facebook. And one of the things you can add is a sticker. One of the stickers available right now is a fork and knife. So are flowers, so are other things. And you can shrink them to be small. So you might have a picture and you can hide a flower or fork and knife in the picture and ask people to message you if they could find the hidden picture. And then that's another way to build up rapport. And again, you want to then also say, oh, you found it, eagle eye. Let's see who else has. By the way, how do you know the host? Are you having fun so far? Or where are you playing from? Anything to get to know them. So take a screenshot, take a picture with your phone. I think this will be a resource as well, right, Katie? I'm not.
Yeah, I have this graphic. I can upload.
Okay. So ask your host 5 times. These are the verbiage to use. And if you're not so friendly as this verbiage, you could change it up to be your own. So before the show, hey, Katie, thanks so much for partying with me. Before I set you all up, I wanted you to know one of the benefits of hosting your own party is that I can easily flip this to be your launch party, meaning not only are you going to get the host rewards, but actual cash from it. Are you in the market for extra income? Your second opportunity is when the guests start RSVPing, but before the first order is placed. Oh my gosh, Katie, your friends are excited and RSVPing like crazy. Looks like they love Pampered Chef. Are you sure you don't want to give it a try? The third one, early in the party, you're doing such a great job of getting your people excited. I would love to have somebody as excited as you on our team. You'd make a great consultant. Nobody is ever insulted by getting a compliment. You're so organized. You'd make a great consultant. Have you ever considered this? You must already be in sales, whatever. Now, this is important. As the party is going on, once the party is already at $300 in sales, the host now has enough money for kick credit. Wow, 300 in sales. You just qualified for kick credit. Do you know that you can save $25 or $50 on the starter kit? You know, are you at all interested? Because we can close out this party now and keep it going with the rest of the orders being your first show and turn this into your launch. Now, we have a little disclaimer on the side. There is a way to keep the party link the same as long as you change it before you close out the first show. And your director could explain it to you. So if the party name is your host name, just because you flip it to her, you could keep the party link the same so the guests in the show have no idea that you flipped it. Can I get a nod? Like, is everybody following me? Is this all right? Okay. And before you close out the show, I just wanted to ask one more time. Are you sure you don't want to give it a try? I'd love to give you the bookings.
I just want to very quickly add that on that Google slip, there's a question that you should always have if your host decides to join, because somebody might say no to you for having a party, but they want to support the host. And that's powerful to say, you know, 4 people booked for me, but you would have 8. I mean, that's powerful.
Oh, good question in the chat, guys. Can you flip a party on direct shipping?
Sure. Same way. The rest of the guests would not have direct shipping, however. The rest of the guests' orders would go in at the end of the show. So you would have had a show that is, let's say, $400 in sales. You're going to close out that show, and prior to closing out, you change the URL link or whatever the pamperedchef.com/party link to something else, close out the show, and then she signs up and you start with that same exact shopping link. But now the rest of the orders are not going to be submitted till the show is done. So your first.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. I was going to say the question in the chat is about sales, and I was just going to let you guys know you keep your sales and they get their sales.
Right.
That's how that works.
Right. Right. You're not giving them the sales you already have because they're using their host credit. And I believe that you've done the work for, I mean, if she doesn't decide till at the end, that was your party, but she can have the bookings. If she decides midway, then the rest of the orders could be her first show, you know, but yeah, you did the work for the beginning. So recruiting is really about asking questions and getting to know people. It's not so much what you tell, but it's what you ask. So if you were to do this, what appeals to you? Would it be the income? If you're thinking about it, what kit would you choose? Are they ready to get started, or do they still have questions? Would they be interested in attending or looking at? So here's a secret. If you don't already know this, all of you have a website, correct? All of you have a Be a Consultant tab. If you have not gone to your own website and looked at the Be a Consultant tab, please mark that down to check it out, because everything you would want to talk to somebody is right there. And one easy way to do it these days is have them go to your website while you go to your website at the same time. And on the phone, you are telling them, scroll down, click here. Here's a video. Here's a comparison of our kits. Everything that you would want to say or want to ask is right there under the Be a Consultant tab. The other thing is that there's a lot of orange buttons that will say, are you ready to join now? Click here. And you can encourage them to click there and just sign up now. And I love the words from Kristen Moringa. I have an idea. Which kit will you choose? This one. Well, I have an idea. Why don't you just sign up for that? And then you could get your first paycheck by the 22nd. So what if they say not now? This is a great screen. Is it okay? Here's a couple options. Is it okay for me to share the upcoming specials with you? Is there a better month? Is there a reason why it's not great now? And again, have a system to keep track. And if they say they're not interested, ask them if they have more questions, or if they say, yes, I'm interested, don't talk them out of it. Do you have any more questions, or do you want to just get started now? All right, let's get your kit ordered. Have a three-way conversation via Zoom or a three-way messenger with your recruiter or director. And Nancy Jo always says, well, consider this, if somebody says no, thank you, consider this a seed planted. And when you never know when your circumstances might change and you find yourself needing some extra income, I want you to remember me. Here's my card, here's my contact. So if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. And if you really don't, you'll find an excuse. And then I think it's Sue, right?
Yeah, so let's take a look, quickly wrap up with call to action. Please continue with Dash. Know where your numbers are tonight, so next week you can report your increase in numbers. Continue to work on your contacts. 15 would be the minimum, 25 is the bullseye. Work 5 days a week, that equates to 5 contacts per day. You want to get yourself organized, write those contacts down however you choose, whatever your system is for tracking. Then, as Katie talked about, writing your story and recording a video. It's really, really important to be genuine, share your story, share your journey. And a lot of people will often share little nuggets from other people. You know, some consultants do XYZ or some consultants join. So share your story, but you can also, some consultants don't like to cook, but they've learned with all the training, or some consultants, you know, share your story. record a video, and then you can post it on the Level Up Facebook page so we can all help each other. But also, you could even have somebody videotape your story and then upload it into your virtual show. And I do that. I go live and I also upload videos. So your preference there. Want to keep a running list of potential recruits and then schedule your follow-ups on your calendar. Again, and then Peggy Larson, by the way, commented that today's Teach Me webinar was excellent. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you want to go there sometime this week. And the Teach Me webinar for May 6th is the Every 4 Add 1 More. You can find those in STIR. Katie referred to those. And you know, all the Teach Me. And so it's great to go back because you'll catch, it's kind of like watching a movie. You watch the whole thing the first time and then go back a second time and you'll catch more nuggets of info. You want to message your director. Here's accountability. Message your director with 2 takeaways that you will implement, because remember that bamboo plant, we have to go through our actions and work our business every single day. The way to get started is to quit talking about it and begin doing. Walt Disney. Any questions, anything in the chat, please let us know. Katie, I think, is that the, or Marie, is that the last one?
I'm excited to see everybody's story about our Level Up in our Level Up group. So remember that highlight. I'm just going to go back one page. Do you see what's highlighted in yellow, everyone? Write your story and record a video, or post it on the Level Up page. So we're going to all see each other's stories.
This is a challenge too, you guys. Do this. Do it. It does not have to be live. Do it 1,000,000 times if you have to until you get one that you like. You can re-record it again and again. And then when you're happy with it, share it with us. And you can then use this in your parties.
So a strategy that was shared many years ago, if you need to get used to smiling, look in the mirror while you're talking, and also line up an audience of stuffed animals, because they won't talk back, but it'll help you with eye contact and projecting your voice.
So every Saturday morning there's a coffee talk, but they also have recorded it. And there's a booking and recruiting one that we would like you to listen to. So if you look at the very bottom of the page and jot down those phone numbers. Can everybody see it? The playback number is 712-770-5506. The access number is always the same, 279-451. And the calls we're asking you to listen to is 3 and 6. But you can listen to a lot more. Grace Bott did one this past week or two that was excellent about engaging people on social media. And this was the end of it. So I will stop sharing. And I'm going to also stop the recording.